Hi children, this is Jyoti. In our previous video, we have learned about the structure of the earth. In this video, we learn the structure of the sun and also the structure of the moon. Let's get started with the sun. What is the sun? Yes, as you know, sun is the star and it is the center of the solar system. What does it has? Yes, sun has many gases. It is the hot ball of gases. So what does sun give us? Yes, it is giving light and heat energy. Can we live without light and heat on the earth? No. Human beings and also all the living beings on the earth, they all depending on the light and heat of the sun. You can see here the picture of solar system. Who is the center of this solar system? Yes, sun is the center of this solar system. What are all these revolving around the sun? All these are, some are planets, some are comets and asteroids. All the planets revolving in their orbits around the sun. Our earth is also orbiting the sun at the distance of 15 crores kilometers. About 15 crore kilometers away from the sun. Do you know what is the diameter of the sun? Yes, it is 13,92 kilometers. So, how big the sun is more than the earth? Sun is the bigger one than the earth. How much big it is? It is 109 times bigger than the earth. The sun is bigger than the earth. And what we can say more about the sun? It is the brightest object in the sky and also the largest object in our solar system. Okay children, as you know, the sun is the hot ball of gases. What type of gases it has? Yes, it has mostly important two gases. What are they? Yes, sun consists hydrogen and helium gases. So the core consists much amount of helium gas. Why it? Because the hydrogen gases converting into helium gases at the core. Do you know the temperature of the core? It is at more temperature. It is nearly 1 crore 56 lakhs degrees centigrade. So due to these high temperatures and pressure, the hydrogen gas converting into helium gas. And what does it do? It also releases more energy and this energy reaches to the earth and we use that heat energy. So, hydrogen gas is converting into helium. In that way, the sun is shining using hydrogen gas. But what happens when all the hydrogen gases will be ended? Yes, the sun does not give it does not shine in the future. Okay children, do you know the surface at temperature of the sun? Yes, the surface temperature of the sun is about 6,000 degrees centigrade. Let's come to this picture. You can see there are some spots on the sun surface. What are these? Some areas are cooler on the sun's surface and there are some dark patches. You can find on this picture. So what are these cooler and dark patches on the sun's surface? These are called sunspots. We call them sunspots. And sometimes sun produces some bursts. So great blasts of energy it releases. What happens on the sun's surface? Yes, sometimes great blasts happens on the sun's surface. So what these blasts release? Yes, they releases more amount of energy. So these great blasts of energy are called as solar flares. You can see here, sun is releasing more amount of energy in its blast. So these are called solar flares. Okay children, let's look at the structure of the moon. What is the moon? Yes, the moon is the natural object in the sky. And also, as you know, which is the brightest object in the sky? Yes, the sun. So after the sun, the moon is the brightest object in the sky. Okay children. Next, do you know how the moon was formed? How it was made? It was made up of rocks. The moon is made up of rocks. And how is the surface of the moon? It is uneven. What we can see on the surface of the moon? Yes, there are some plains, some mountains, and with some craters. You can see some craters also on the surface of the moon. What are craters? Yes, craters are huge ditches. What are huge ditches? Yes, these ditches were formed when the big rocks, we call them, how do we call them big rocks? Yes, they are meteors. When some meteors crashed the surface of the moon, some ditches were formed on the surface of the moon. So these are called craters. Let's come to this picture. It can show the picture of the moon, and it tells us the diameter of the moon. The size of the moon is smaller than the earth. How many times it is smaller than the earth? It is 4 times smaller than the earth. So what is the diameter of the moon? Yes, it is 3,500 kilometers. So it is 1/4 of the earth diameter. You can see in this picture a meteor is crashing the moon's surface and it makes a crater on it. So it is forming a meteor forms some craters on the surface of the moon. Okay, let's come to this picture. What can you see? The moon. Is there any atmosphere on the moon? No, there is no atmosphere on the moon. Then how can the moon give us some light? Yes, sunlight falls on the moon and moon reflects that light. So the light what we can see from the moon, it is reflecting light of the sun. Let us see how are the temperatures on the surface of the moon. Daytime sun shines on the moon surface, so the temperature of the surface of the moon rises up, and it reaches nearly 107 degrees centigrade. And what is the night temperature of the moon's surface? Yes, it cools down and the temperature drops up to minus 153 degrees centigrade. So, what we can understand from this? Yes, daytime the surface of the moon becomes very hot and nighttime it becomes very cool. Okay children, till now we have learnt what are the conditions, how are the conditions on the moon's surface. This is the moon and this is the earth. And also you can see here the earth and moon is separated at the distance of 3,84,400 kilometers. So this is the distance between the earth and the moon. And also there is a attraction force acting between the earth and the moon. What do you call that attraction force? This is called gravity. So earth and moon has gravitational force between them. What does this moon's gravity do on the earth's surface? Yes, moon can pull the waters on the earth. So it has some force, gravitational force. It can move the waters on the surface. So due to the moon's gravity, high tides and low tides happening in the oceans and seas. What are high tides and low tides? They are rise and fall of the sea levels. You can see here. These are the high tides and these are the places of low tides. So what's happening due to the moon's gravity? What can it do on the earth? Yes, it can produce tides on the earth, on the seas or in oceans. It means sometimes sea levels rising up and sometimes sea levels going down, falling down. Let us see some differences between the gravity of the moon and the gravity of the earth. The gravity of the moon is lesser than the gravity of the earth. How many times the gravity is lesser than the gravity of the earth? Yes, 6 times the moon's gravity is lesser than the gravity on the earth. Let's look at here. An object on the moon will weigh 1/6 of its weight on earth. For example, take an object, its weight is 35 kilograms on the earth. What will be the same object weight on moon? Yes, the same object 35 kgs weight object on the earth will be only 5 kgs on the moon. So what can we understand from this? Yes, the gravity of the moon is less than the gravity on earth. So we can lift up any object very easily on the moon. Let us come to this picture. What can you see? The moon is revolving around the earth and also moon is rotating around itself. So the moon has how many types of movements? Yes, it has 2 types of movements. What are they? They are rotation and revolution. What is rotation of the moon? Yes, moon, it can rotate about its axis and also it can revolve around the earth. So how many days does moon take to complete one rotation? Yes, moon takes 27 days to complete one rotation. And how many days does moon take to complete one revolution?
it takes 27 days. So, the rotation time and revolution time of the moon is same. So, this is the reason why we can see the same phase, same part of the moon every day from the earth. Next, here we learn about phases of the moon. What are the phases of the moon? You can see here different parts, different shapes of the moon. Why it is happening? Why we can see these many types of the moon? Yes, sometimes the moon appears like a full circle in the sky. Sometimes it looks like this in the sky. Sometimes how it is, you can see in this picture, it looks like a thin slice. Yes, so why the moon is having these types of shapes? When moon orbits the earth, sun shines on different parts of the moon. So, at different times, moon looks differently. So, these are the phases of the moon. I hope you enjoy this video. Please visit our Facebook pages, Math and Science Playway, Easy Way Grammar and Playway Hindi. And please do subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you.